So hi guys, this is Stuart with Australia's rapid renovation formula guru, Naomi Findlay. Naomi, how you going?
Yeah, I'm good, Stu.
Cool. So we're sitting in it. This is it. This is the big rapid renovation formula challenge. We've just completed filming and we're on the couch now with the house fully styled. Now, a lot of people don't know, Gnomes, you also have a PhD in medical science.
I do.
Yes, you don't know where I'm going yet
No.
with this, do you?
I'm
Well,
like, yes.
Where I'm going with this is I know a major part of your work was, and quote me, I don't know how you call it, but part of it is about review or evaluation or digging the gold out post-event. What do you call it?
Absolutely. So it's about learning and reflection in learning. So it's about how to learn from the events that we do in everyday life. Yep. Everything we do actually feeds into who we are and what we know and how we move forward in life. And if we don't reflect, if we don't review, then we can't enhance our position moving forward. We can't enhance our knowledge base. We can't learn from the wealth that is around us every day. Everything we do, it's a learning opportunity.
Completely agree with that, and I think it's a real shame not to get that gold out of what's happened. So we're sitting here at the end of this rapid reno, just over 4.5 weeks from start to finish, and we're going to put some of this reflection and review into challenge now, because I know I've got some thoughts and comments about this whole process, having been fairly involved and well, from an organisational point of view really, rather than anything else. And I think some of what we've learned will just reinforce what you already know and teach, and maybe some knowledge and wisdom for the guys watching here.
Absolutely.
So what were some of the big lessons we got here? I know one of my biggest ones on this site was watching you and the art of negotiation.
That's a very nice way to put it, Stu.
Well, you can be as structured and whatever as you want, but I don't know if we get onto communication as well in the same one, but maybe different, because you're dealing with different people, different cultures, different backgrounds, different languages.
Yes.
We had the world on this job.
We did actually. We were an international job.
An international renovation,
That's right.
When you look at the various trades, who they were and what they were doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we did.
It was quite fascinating. And that itself brings up communication challenges.
It does. Cultural issues, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
Massive.
Who knew? Painters bring their own microwave in site, sit on site and press bing on the microwave to heat up their lunch. Who knew? I didn't know.
Lots of people do that.
With the dim sims or whatever the hell, mate. It was fantastic.
Even fridges, often. My tradesmen often will bring in, when they first set up on site, they'll bring in a fridge, they'll bring in a microwave, and they'll bring a chair.
Cool.
Yeah.
All that stuff's very nice, but we're in the business of renovating for a profit.
Correct.
Either buying, renovating and flipping properties, or renovating, increasing the value of your current investment properties or your own family home.
Correct.
And we're doing it all eventually to make money.
Correct.
Cool.
Freedom.
Cool. Absolutely. Well, of course, what's the money for? For your dreams and goals and aspirations. However, it's all to make a profit, and that means to get the best result with the smallest budget, allowable spend.
Absolutely.
To get a quality result. And what I saw you do on this site was nothing short of miracles, ladies and gentlemen. Miracles. And I said to you, this should be in a course in itself. Your ability to negotiate literally will save you thousands of dollars. Knowing what to say it, when to be quiet, when to hold back. So we haven't planned this, but talk to me about negotiation. What have we got to share with them? Like I said, there was one particular instance on this site saved us thousands and thousands of dollars.
It did.
And that was just in hardcore dollars that was already committed that we got back. It was quite fascinating, but also the negotiation in timing, getting stuff here on time, because this all didn't go smooth as sailing.
No.
You're dealing with some big companies, suppliers,
absolutely,
online companies.
Yeah.
There's a lot of moving parts.
Bespoke companies.
Absolutely. And well, thank goodness we had the Rapid Renovation Formula Power Pass.
Absolutely.
And all the other discounts, like with the Carpet Court and Beaumont Tiles and Bunnings and the paint companies, Torbans, and it just goes on and on. And they were great because they knew the game.
They did. But you often do need some bespoke suppliers around. And so I guess communication, that's what we're talking about, right, Stu?
Sure.
For me, communication, it's so important about, I do have a total motto of seeking first to understand and then be understood. And every conversation that I enter into with a tradesman or a supplier, I try very hard to go in with that lens of seeking to understand exactly what their position is, what their thoughts are, and how they want to move forward before I then want to be understood. So no matter how raging mad I am that something hasn't turned up or that something isn't done the way we planned, or that something's taking longer than it should have, if I don't go in seeking to understand, I generally find that I misfire. And so that is without doubt the guiding lens. And even with that conversation you're talking about out the front that say just literally like $3,500 or $4,000 worth, really at a minimum, easy. That was all about understanding the person's position and being really comfortable with the uncomfortable.
And it was uncomfortable. I was standing there. My role was to be silent. And it was like
you were looking at the grass.
It was like a cliffhanger. It was amazing. See, two people, one sort of had a position, and you were just questioning, but why that? And how did you get to that? It was just quite interesting to draw them out on their position. To the point where they went and said, don't worry about it.
And you know what though, Stu? Because some of the time we get so caught up in a story in our head. You know, we get so caught up in, so in that circumstance, that specific trade was caught up in a story of, no, I'm going to be charging this because of this and this and this and this. And when you actually sought to understand his story and to pull that story apart to understand it better, it became crystal clear to him that his story was actually all wonky and not actually in alignment with him. Because if it was in alignment with him, he would have stood hard and he would have gone, no, Naomi. But once we sought to understand his position and allowed him the opportunity for it to be drawn out, you could see the moment where he just went, you're right.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was. It was like, and I'm like, it was amazing. But I guess that's the key, is that seeing it from the other person's point of view and seeing this from a tradesman's point of view. So,
you must.
So I know from my part, one of them here was to pay the bills.
Yeah.
And there's not many trades on this site that didn't get paid certainly within 24 hours, and most of them within 60 minutes.
Absolutely.
So, you think from tradesman's point of view, what do they worry about? They worry about not getting paid, one of the things, and not getting paid on time.
And a lot of the time, the tradesmen have already forked out for the materials.
Of course.
So for that it's not actually not getting paid for the job they've done. It's not getting money for the materials that they've already invested in that's now in your house. And so when you think about it, that's actually putting them in quite a leveraged position, because they've bought something, they've invested in your home, and now they need to be reimbursed for that.
Cool. So if there was a success tip, it's about seeking to understand first.
Absolutely. Do you know, I once had a wise woman say to me, a very wise woman, who's actually in our life in general, and she said to me that always important before you go into any communication to sit for 5 minutes and imagine you're that person.
Right.
So for 5 minutes, sit as if you're sitting with them and you are them, and imagine what they're thinking, feeling, smelling, hearing, all of it. And then that gives you a really good frame to approach them, because you're not approaching with what you want, you're approaching in a very empathetic manner.
What a great tip.